It turns out that smoking isn't a human invention. It is a biological accident that forced our ancestors to gamble their lives for a taste of fire. Imagine you are a hominid 3 million years ago. You are hairy, you are hungry, and you are terrified of the dark. You are not the master of the world. You are a snack for a leopard. Life is dictated by a simple, brutal calculation. Every calorie you burn must be replaced by a calorie you consume. But for millions of years, there was a biological bottleneck that kept our brains small and our guts large. We were slaves to our own digestion. Raw food is notoriously difficult to process. If you eat raw fibrous plants or tough, stringy meat, your body has to spend massive amounts of energy just to break it down. Your intestines have to be huge. Your stomach has to be a furnace of acidity. Nature only has a finite budget of energy to distribute. If your gut is busy working overtime, your brain is starved of the fuel it needs to grow. Evolution had us stuck in a loop of eating low-quality fuel and spending all our time digesting it. Then the accident happened. A lightning strike hits a dry savanna. A bush ignites. A small, panicked mammal dashes into the flames and dies. It isn't a graceful moment. It is a terrifying, charred catastrophe. But then a hominid stumbles upon the scene. The smell hits them. It is different from the metallic, iron-heavy scent of raw carrion. The heat has denatured the proteins. The tough collagen has collapsed into soft, gelatinous goodness. The hominid takes a bite. It is soft. It is easy to chew. It is loaded with calories that are already partially unlocked by the heat. That first bite was the big bang of human evolution. By outsourcing the physical work of digestion to fire, we essentially invented a portable external stomach. The consequences were immediate and profound. We no longer needed a massive, energy-sucking gut to process raw fiber. That biological budget shifted. The energy that once went to your intestines was suddenly available for a brand new, expensive luxury, the neocortex. Our brains tripled in size. We became the only species on Earth to consistently use fire as a digestive tool. But there was a catch. Fire didn't just give us cooked meat, it gave us smoke. When you breathe in wood smoke, you are inhaling a cocktail of carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, and hundreds of other toxic chemicals. For any other animal, this would be an immediate evolutionary death sentence. Smoke hurts the lungs. It damages the DNA. It causes inflammation. If you were a mouse living in a fire-prone cave, the smoke would kill you before you could reach reproductive age. But our ancestors were already trapped in an evolutionary trade-off. The benefit of the cooked calories was so massive that it outweighed the cost of the smoke inhalation. We became the masters of fire, and in doing so, we became the species most genetically prepared to tolerate the inhalation of burning organic material. Fast forward to the Americas, thousands of years ago. Humans encountered the tobacco plant. For most insects and herbivores, tobacco is a chemical weapon. It contains nicotine, a potent neurotoxin designed to paralyze the nervous system of anything that tries to eat the leaves. It is a biological fence, a keep-out sign written in molecular code. But humans, we looked at that chemical fence and saw a shortcut. Because our ancestors had already evolved a tolerance to smoke inhalation, we didn't just ignore the tobacco, we dried it, we burned it, we inhaled the toxin that was meant to kill us. When you smoke, you are tricking your brain. Nicotine mimics a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. It docks into your receptors and forces your brain to dump dopamine. It is a chemical hijack. It forces your brain to focus, to calm down, and to feel a sense of reward for doing absolutely nothing. We took a plant's defense mechanism and turned it into a stress relief system. It is the ultimate evolutionary irony. We survived by harnessing fire to pre-digest our food, which gave us the massive brains capable of complex agriculture. We then used those brains to cultivate a plant that was actively trying to kill us with toxins. We are the only creature on this planet that has hacked its own biology to reward itself for inhaling poison. The stats are grim. Tobacco use is responsible for 8 million deaths every year. It is a leading cause of cancer, heart disease, and respiratory failure. Every cigarette is a reminder of our primal origin, a weird relic of the time when the smell of smoke meant survival. We are programmed to crave the burn. Our ancestors survived because they could tolerate the smoke of the hearth to get the calories they needed to build a brain. Now we use that same brain to continue the habit long after the calorie-gathering necessity has vanished. We are not victims of a modern vice. We are victims of a success story. We are a species that learned how to master fire, then decided we liked the feeling of burning things so much that we forgot when to put the fire out. The next time you see someone light a cigarette, you aren't just seeing a bad habit or a chemical addiction. You are looking at a 3 million-year-old biological feedback loop that has finally spun out of control. We built the modern world on the back of fire, and we are still paying the interest on that ancient, smoldering debt. Is the human mind truly in control of our destiny, or are we just following the chemical blueprints laid down by an ape that found a charred piece of meat in a lightning-scorched field? Perhaps we are still, in every way that matters, just waiting for the fire to go out.